After two San Jose street vendors were attacked, we'll tell you what other local vendors are doing to protect themselves. That story is just ahead.
Wild, wicked weather has taken over the Bay Area. Coming up, we'll show you the aftermath.
Some San Jose students are learning a lot about wine. Turns out it's a class. All those stories and more on this week's Update News.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at San Jose State University, your source for what's happening with a fresh perspective on today's issues. You're watching Update News.
Welcome to Update News. I'm Madeleine Dowds.
And I'm Asia Tebenya. We begin with street vendors in the South Bay who are on edge. This after two vendors were attacked and badly beaten in the past couple of weeks. Now others are looking for ways to defend themselves, and the city of San Jose is vowing to help protect them too. Reporter Angel Santiago has the story.
Street vendors are looking over their shoulders and being extra careful in this past week. Two vendors were beaten badly, and now other vendors are worried they might be attacked too. This vendor says he has a plan if he and his family are targeted.
I think I'll go home or go into the office, and we'll be safe there. They gave us permission to sell and be in there.
The majority of street vendors are Mexican, and many of them say that selling out in the street is the only way to make money. I spoke with another vendor who she said that she has not been attacked, but she is looking for ways to protect herself.
Look, right now it is not necessary, or I don't know, because I think that if you haven't experienced it, you can say many things, but when it happens to you, I think we don't know how to react. But what I'm thinking or planning, but I need to investigate with the police, is getting pepper spray.
Police have made an arrest in one of the attacks and looking for the suspect in the other. The city of San Jose is going to provide more protection. Mayor Matt Mahan is promising more police patrol. In a tweet he wrote, "There's no place for violence in our community. Our street vendors have a right to make an honest living without fear of intimidation or violence."
And many of these vendors say that they just want peace and have no problem selling their product out in the streets. All they want is to sell and make their customers happy. I'm Angel Santiago for Update News.
Police have arrested a man suspected of violently attacking a street vendor. The attack happened last month outside the SAP Center. That's where police say the man you see there, Dioscoro Reyes, assaulted a man selling hot dogs. Investigators used security videos to locate Reyes and arrested him in Hayward. Reyes has since posted bail and is no longer in custody.
This week has been a busy week with wild weather, from pouring rain to gusty winds to snow. Up close and personal, Joshua Gilman has the wrap for us.
California started off the month of February dry, but we ended it with a bang. Winter Storm Olive affected the entire West Coast and even stretched out into the Midwest and East Coast. It caused all sorts of chaos all over. It brought rain, snow, and very cold weather. Right before the storm hit, gusty conditions overtook the Bay Area, with some residents in the Santa Cruz Mountains dealing with downed trees, some destroying homes. Windy days are rare for the Bay, so this gripped everyone with surprise. And then, a few days later, that's when the storm began.
Loads of precipitation, whether rain or snow, has dumped across the entire West Coast. And off streams like this one really proves it.
It rained for a total of 5 days, from Thursday through Tuesday, and the total rain amounts were substantial. Oakland saw 2.08 inches, San Francisco saw 2.17 inches, San Jose saw 2.48, and Santa Cruz saw 2.87, nearly 3 inches, and Mount Hamilton saw around 15 inches of snow. San Jose locals were actually able to witness a rare sight of snow atop the Diablo Range to the east. It was stunning, and marked the heart of winter. This was highly unusual, as Holt Hanley, a broadcast meteorologist at KSBW Salinas, explains that we usually don't see snow this close to us.
So the most interesting thing I would say on the Central Coast was how low our snow levels were. That was definitely a big surprise. Main reason was we not only had like enough moisture moving in, but we had super cold air last week. So I had a snowball fight last week in the Santa Cruz Mountains, which is something I never thought that I would say.
The month of January was very wet, but February was pretty dry. Up until now. Most of California will remain moist and lush as we approach the springtime.
Many are most likely looking forward to spring because Winter Storm Olive brought havoc and stress all over, closing down highways and roads. Highway 17 was even closed for several hours, and Yucaipa and San Bernardino County saw a 20-car pileup. On the flip side, though, this further alleviated the California drought, as we need all the water we can get.
We're now out of drought and just in abnormally dry conditions. And I imagine with the system we have coming in right now, and then another system that could be coming in this weekend, that'll just continue to improve the drought. And we should be looking a lot better once wildfire season comes back around.
This winter storm proved to be a brutal one, as thousands of residents also lost power. For now, the storm is over, but winter is still not over yet, so keep an eye on the forecast.
Struggling with an assignment? Then you could ask artificial intelligence to write it for you.
Artificial intelligence has revolutionized the world we live in, but the new chatbot named ChatGPT is unlike anything we've seen before. The free technology is available to everyone. You can ask it to do anything, even write your term paper for you. In education, academics fear this exciting ChatGPT tool may be misused by students.
They may just take a shortcut and basically, instead of doing it themselves, rely on this AI ChatGPT to basically do it for them.
This groundbreaking artificial intelligence is likely to change the way education will be assessed. There may be less emphasis on essay writing, increased monitorization, and even the incorporation of AI into assignments. Some students at SJSU think that AI will have an unfair impact on their education.
The trust the teachers have in the students has dropped significantly, as they can't really stop any student from using it. I think that is definitely going to affect us in the future.
I put ChatGPT to the test to see how this AI tool really works. I'm going to ask it to write me a poem about San Jose State University. And just like that, it churns out a poem in a matter of seconds. To understand the potential of artificial intelligence, I spoke to computer science student Ivan from Oslo.
2022, 2023 is the really big years for AI, and I think it's just going to go up exponentially from now.
While the future of AI in education remains unclear, academics want to keep an open mind.
To just narrowly focus on it being a negative, I think is quick to assess it. But I also don't know how it will play out. So it'll be interesting to see.
In response to academic integrity criticism, the company behind ChatGPT say they are working closely with educators to find a solution.
One of the most common student complaints at San Jose State is, it's hard to find a place to park your car. The problem's been around for years, but as Update News reporter Betsy Gebhardt tells us, there may be a solution in plain sight. Betsy joins us live on campus.
For decades, San Jose State has been known as a commuter school, but also well known among students, it is for its severe parking crunch. At the North Parking Garage at San Jose State, it's a common refrain. Around and around and around you go. When you find a parking spot, no one knows.
One time it took me like 40 minutes to find parking.
It just takes forever to find anything,
The main campus parking structures, including the North Garage on San Fernando and the South Garage on San Salvador, are often packed. Following the pandemic, the university strongly encouraged students to take in-person courses. But is there enough parking to accommodate these students returning to campus?
There is enough parking for the students here on campus. There may not be the desired parking, as it is with any college campus.
Some frustrated students get inventive, but create your own parking space like this driver did on the north garage roof. Watch out. If you're caught, that's a $53 ticket. Is there a better alternative? Maybe. There's a less well-known parking garage that's actually been open for 2 years. It's 1.5 miles south of campus at 10th and Alma Streets next to Shark's Ice. Note the available spots. Sometimes you have your pick.
There's a lot more space, so it's easier.
There's a bus shuttle to and from the new garage to Duncan Hall. We decided to time it. Here's a sped-up video of the route. This bus shuttle ride took about 9 minutes. Students report other trips taking as little as 6 minutes. A 9-minute ride versus 20 minutes plus of orbiting stress? The South Campus Garage may be your answer. One caveat about the bus shuttle to the South Campus Garage on Alma, it's a daytime operation only. The shuttle runs Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if you have night classes or evening extracurricular activities, you have to find another way back to the South Campus Garage. Or another idea, perhaps park in that north, south, or west garages, which tend to empty out at nighttime. At San Jose State, Betsy Gebhardt, Update News.
Speaking of frustrated parking, there was a fire in the West Garage. People on and around campus were surprised to see smoking billowing out of the West Garage on Monday morning. The Spartan Daily reports that a red Mustang caught fire around 9:20 that morning. That fire also burned the 2 neighboring cars. No one was hurt in the fire, and university police say they think it was caused by electrical issues.
A colourful nighttime sight at San Jose City Hall during last week. On the 1-year anniversary of the war against Ukraine, City Hall in downtown San Jose is displaying the yellow and blue colours of the Ukrainian flag. City offices, the rotunda and the outdoor light installation are all brightly illuminated. An estimated 4,000 Ukrainians live here in Silicon Valley. Several Silicon Valley companies have stopped doing business with the Russians in the months before the war began. There are calls for San Jose to cut ties with its Russian sister city, Yekaterinburg. A San Jose State assistant professor is connecting with her friends and colleagues in her Ukrainian homeland to help save what's left of their cultural heritage. Books, art, cultural artifacts, hundreds of thousands of items have been destroyed since Russia first attacked Ukraine a year ago. Reporter Brianna Bartlett has the story.
Yulia Gazard asked herself, what's the most pragmatic way to help her country and to relieve the demoralization and pain she has been feeling all the way over in California? As a former librarian in Kiev, Ukraine, she decided to reach out to her hometown librarian in Cherkasy. She was looking for a way to have the San Jose State School of Information work with the Cherkasy Library. Together, they've raised $6,000 and gotten the technology to digitize rare books, ethnographic materials, and 3D objects.
Destruction of libraries hurt, in part because there is something that we associate with libraries that is beyond politics. Humans who go to the library, not solely to find information, but in fact find answers to questions about why we are here and how our suffering is very similar to what people had experienced back in different parts of the world.
Yulia Gazar and her colleagues are working to create the first national digital library of Ukraine. The Cherkasy Library is now serving as a refugee for displaced families, including lots of children. They put on a kids' drawing contest titled Children Draw War, Not Flowers, that will be preserved in that National Digital Library.
These images are really striking, in part because a lot of them deal with what they've seen on television or through the windows, something that everyone sees even in an area like Cherkasy, the explosions, the fire, the horror, the cries, the uncertainty. And so a lot of drawings deal with that.
Sue Allman is also working with the project. She and her other SJSU colleagues are fundraising and spreading the word to other organizations around the country.
Being in the library science profession for my whole career, I can see how libraries change lives, brings communities together. So this is one place where people in the different communities in Ukraine can be helped, know that there is help there.
As the war in Ukraine and Russia rages on, these professors in the San Jose State School of Information say they'll continue to raise funds and send much needed technology over to Ukrainian libraries until victory for Ukraine is made. In San Jose, Brianna Bartlett, Update News.
When we come back,
Ant-Man Quantumania is now in theatres. Undecided about whether to see it? Ahead, our Boyana Civic will give you her review.
Are we going to have rain or sunshine upcoming? Stay tuned to find out the forecast.
CrossFit is bringing together people from all over the world. They're getting fit. Stay tuned to learn how you can get involved.
Planning to see a movie at an AMC theatre? It might cost you more if you want the good seats. Just how much more are you willing to pay? Reporter Brianna Mathor has that story.
AMC Theaters announced a new ticket pricing policy. It could cost you more to attend or less, depending on where you want to sit. On its website, the company's vice president said, "While every seat at AMC delivers an amazing movie-going experience, we know there are moviegoers who prioritize their specific seat. But that plan isn't sitting well with some of the frequent theater goers."
As a frequent AMC member, I typically choose seats in the middle of the theater for the best viewing experience. I think raising the prices will make me come to the movies less and wait until it's on streaming services.
Seating will be broken down into 3 different options. Standard, which will be the traditional price, value, which will be for the front of the row, and then preferred, which will cost you a little bit more to be in the middle of the auditorium. Since the pandemic, more people have been watching movies on streaming platforms. AMC may be hoping the adjusted seat prices will work like sporting events or concert. People will be willing to pay more based on where they sit.
So movies are streaming faster to Xfinity. It used to take up to 3 to 4 months. Now it takes up to 4 weeks.
So far, AMC hasn't released just how much the prime location seats will cost, but the company expects to expand the pricing by the end of this year. In San Jose, I'm Brianna Mathal, Update News.
Is Marvel starting to water down their quality on its films? That's what some moviegoers are saying. Reporter Boyana Zavich went to check out the studio's latest offering, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'm here at the Showplace Icon Movie Theater in Valley Fair Mall, ready to watch Ant-Man. I'm a little skeptical judging from the mixed reviews people have had towards the latest Marvel film, since I'm also a pretty big Marvel fan and have always watched the newest releases, and its last release, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, was excellent. I have high hopes for the newest film. Let's go inside and find out. The latest film from Marvel follows Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, in his life after the events of Avengers: Infinity War. His daughter Cassie, played by Catherine Newton, creates a device that sends them into the Quantumverse, encountering the villain of the film, Kang, played by Jonathan Powers, who wants his powers back.
It's safe to assume that the response towards Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania were definitely mixed.
Most movie critics were disappointed with the film, while some audience members were thrilled with the new release from Marvel. However, I got an exclusive with one of the workers here at the movie theater, a fellow San Jose State student, who said that he was definitely not thrilled with the new Marvel movie.
Man, Quantumania, I'd say my thoughts were very disappointing. I'd say Marvel recently has been on a more of a quality over quantity type, and I kind of felt the same with Quantumania. I didn't really see any new changes of the movie ever since Endgame. I thought the first hour of the movie were really poorly edited at some parts.
After watching the film, I thought it was a fun yet watered down version of what a Marvel film should be. After its last release, I thought it could only be up from there. However, I was disappointed with the lackluster plot, confusing details, and low quality visual effects. It's safe to say the reaction to the latest Marvel movie is still mixed, with people disappointed in the plot, visual effects, and acting. In San Jose, Bojana Cvic, Update News.
If you're looking for a fun class that involves adult beverages, San Jose State's Wine Appreciation class may hit the spot for you. It may not be what you envisioned when you signed up to go to college, but in this class, you learn all you want to know and then some about wine. Using taste tests and PowerPoints, students learn where the wine is from, what the color means, and which grape it's made from. They also learn how the vino is curated, its price and age. And there's more. According to the San Jose State Academic Catalog, the class studies the winemaking process, wine grape varieties, health and legal issues of wine, and include in-class evaluation of wine. Professor Adon teaches the class and says it's beneficial because food and beverage bring people together, and that having an appreciation for wine enhances one's social environment.
So, I think people are not aware of what this particular subject has to offer beyond the hospitality environment, because this could touch, areas of marketing and business and a lot of aspects. So, my biggest takeaway is that once people are exposed to this class, they're open to a whole new environment in the world of possibilities when it comes to this particular subject.
So for me, this wine appreciation class has really been something that I've been able to implement in my day-to-day life. I've been able to go to restaurants with my family, and they finally see that, okay, I'm starting to adventure off into different kinds like red wines and my Cabernets, and learning so much from him has showed us what the world of wine can be and all the different things that we can do in our future.
Students must be 21 with ID verification. They must bring their own wine glass, and the class is offered during fall and spring semester. To add the class, search HSPM 148 Wine Appreciation. Professor Adon believes there's a taboo between alcohol and college students, but building an appreciation for wine can help turn it into something students can enjoy in the right setting. The school and professor want students to know that even though they may see it as a recreational class, it is very serious. The wine drinking is done safely and responsibly.
Are you ready for a fitness challenge? If so, it's CrossFit season. The Open kicked off last week. It's a giant community-based event bringing people together from around the world to find out just how athletic you are. Reporter Alejandro Vacostello has that story.
It's the first stage for the CrossFit Games, but the competition is open to anyone who wants to sign up. Whether you're looking for a new gym or to start a fitness journey, the Open is a great opportunity to get moving. Common Grounds Training is one of the gyms hosting the event. On Friday nights, they invite people from the community to come exercise. They're welcome regardless of their age or mobility level.
You actually do that, you get to see where you rank up against everyone in the world. Even if you're just skilled or intermediate, RX, whatever it is, you see your ranking and even the age group.
Athletes and participants don't know what kind of movements they will be performing. The official CrossFit website releases the workout the night before. What they can expect is that their heart rate will be jumping and they'll be racing against the clock. Once the workout is released, athletes and participants have time to strategize, prep, and even practice the workout before Friday. This gives them an idea of the level of difficulty they will be facing. Athletes and participants sign up for a scheduled heat time, locking in their spot for Friday Night Lights.
Favorite part of the Open is working out with a group of people, being able to compare yourself to other people and kind of suffering with them and then feeling accomplished right when we're done.
15 minutes that will put an athlete's capacity to the test.
Being watched, everyone watches you do it, so it's probably makes me nervous, but in the end it's fun and it's exciting to hear everyone cheer you on.
For those who can't compete in RX, a more advanced movement combination of gymnastics and weightlifting, the Open offers a scaled alternative training, but the movements are just as challenging.
This is Alejandra Vaca Sotelo, Update News.
After our crazy weather week, what's on the cards for us next? Joshua McGillman is back with your 7-day weather forecast.
This is Joshua Gilman with your weather forecast update. What to expect within the next 5 days? Chilly temperatures are going to persist with nighttime lows in the upper 30s to lower 40s. There is another storm approaching this weekend, not going to be as strong as the last winter storm we endured, that's for sure. And high elevation snow will return to normal levels as we see rain and snow through Tuesday. And the precipitation outlook as we go into Saturday into Sunday, San Jose is going to be seeing about 2/3 of an inch, and most of the Bay will be seeing pretty similar totals, with the range being about 1/2 inch to 2/3 of an inch. Once again, nothing too significant, but enough to definitely perhaps pull out the umbrella. All right. 7-day forecast in Santa Cruz. The rain is going to start on Saturday with PM rain, an 80% chance, and it will continue through Tuesday. Tuesday we'll see more of a scattered showers, and then lows will be also in the upper 30s. Going to San Francisco, they're going to be seeing actually some more scattered showers on Sunday and Tuesday, with both of those days seeing sunny in the morning and then showery in the afternoon. And be on the lookout because you could be actually seeing a rainbow. And finally in Oakland, you're going to be seeing some showers here Saturday through Tuesday. It's going to be pretty similar, yes, to Santa Cruz and San Francisco, but not quite as scattered showers, more solidified. And lows are going to be no colder than 39. And finally here in San Jose, rain once again, yes, will start Saturday afternoon and continuing through Tuesday. And we actually could be seeing that scattered shower on Monday. And lows are going to be in the upper 30s. Highs are going to be a little warmer in the mid to upper 50s. Alrighty, once again, be on the lookout for that storm approaching this weekend with some showery and drizzly weather, and put on that coat because it's still going to be nippy. Alrighty, back to the desk.
When we come back, it was a busy weekend in sports. When we return, Levern Johnson brings us the highlights. Now let's talk sports with Levern Johnson.
It was a very busy weekend in sports. Did you have time to get any homework done?
Yeah, tons of games, but I managed to get my homework done. The San Jose State's gymnastics team completed Mountain Pacific Sports Federation play. They finished undefeated for the second consecutive season. That's after a Friday win over the UC Davis Aggies. The Spartans stole the night, finishing every event with a first-place finisher en route to their first highest home score this season, edging out their previous team high of 195.8.
As the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Conference Championship approaches, SJSU Gymnastics currently sits on a 12-meet conference win streak, with the Spartans being the reigning 2022 champions. And after winning back-to-back Gymnast of the Week in the MPSF Conference, Lauren McPherson still hasn't released her foot off the pedal, bringing home a first-place win on the beam, scoring a 9.875 and finishing the night with a top all-around score of 39.250. After, we met up with Coach Joanne Bowers to get her insight.
I think they have great routines. They're well coached. There's some really good gymnasts on that team. This was a dogfight tonight down to the last event. I love meets like that, and I think that's good for us.
SJSU Gymnastics has an upcoming challenge as they face number 16 Southern Utah University 3 times. Their first matchup is a quad meet at Sac State this week. Now let's get you up to speed with men's basketball and softball.
SJSU men's basketball deserves some love after a late 12-point comeback to force overtime against Boise State. That ended an 11-game losing streak to Boise State with a 74-68 overtime victory. The Spartans had their biggest upset of the net era as they knocked off Boise State, who came into the competition ranked in the top 40 of the Associated Press behind Amari Moore's 24-point effort. Cardania's shot clock expiring 3 made it a 58-57 game with 47 seconds left, which got the Spartans in range of a victory. But ultimately, it took overtime to defeat Boise State. Ibrahima Diallo also brought in 15 boards to help the Spartans secure the win. Coach Tim Miles had more to say after the game.
Well, an excellent win for San Jose State. I think maybe one of the highest ranked wins I think we've had in the net. I'm sure it is in the net or the RPI. It's been probably a long time. So.
Now let's jump over to softball at the SVI doubleheader against Northern Colorado. Lacey Ham got the start for the Spartans, and she did not disappoint. Ham pitched a shutout game, striking out 6 in the process en route to her first win of the season.
Just a phenomenal job by the whole team. I mean, energy level, come out swinging the bats this last game, and then Ham just did a great job on the mound.
The Spartans saw 5 different batters get an RBI or score a run of their own. Amaya Noriega extended her hitting streak to 6 games. They went on to face St. Mary's and Sacramento State, stealing 2 more wins before falling to the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos in their final game of the SVI Classic. The Spartans sit on a 6-8 record this season. Next, they head down to Fullerton to participate in the Judy Garmina Classic.
That's all for sports this week.
2 organizations designed to support small local business owners and artisans are coming together for a pop-up event in Berkeley. If browsing and hunting for treasures is your thing, this might be your cup of tea. Reporter Alexandra Romero takes us there.
This collaboration is part of Creative Criminal's monthly series known as 4th Saturday on 4th Street. Meet the Makers was hosted to kick off this series. Each of these business owners has a different reason for wanting to participate in these small local pop-up events over a larger one. The event allows business owners to connect with people on a more personal level.
I love people coming by to smell my products. Since they are all handmade, it's just really lovely to see everyone's reactions and just see them light up. It brings me joy.
While larger events offer more clients and revenue, these small local events provide a more cozy feel. Buyers don't have to rush, they can ask questions. This business owner says it gives her the chance to explain where her products come from.
I collaborate with different artisans from various parts of Mexico. We started working together at the beginnings of the pandemic when they were looking for people to sell their products since everything was shut down. And then eventually we started expanding and working with different artisans throughout Mexico. We collaborate with different designs, but everything is 100% handmade by the artisans.
Another vendor says he gets to combine his heritage with practices he watched his father carry out while he was growing up.
All Filipino based, right? So our cacao comes from there. These are Filipino patterns on the packaging. We get different ingredients and flavors from there. And we also collaborate like with different Filipino brands and artists as well. So that's what ties it all together. It's really a combination of all those things.
Creative Criminal is a curated outdoor artisan pop-up market that hosts events all over California from Long Beach to Berkeley. While 4th Street Maker Road hosts pop-up events every weekend for artisans and entrepreneurs in the Bay Area. So people are able to combine and explore more events throughout California while supporting the small local businesses. In Berkeley for Update News, Alexandra Romero.
Looking for things to do this weekend? Here is Carson's calendar with a few suggestions.
Here's what's coming up this week in Carson's calendar. On March 3rd, go to the Professional Headshot Workshop put on by the Resident Hall Association. The event goes from 1 to 3 in the CV2 Multi-Purpose Room. On March 4th, 80,000 tulips will be in Union Square in San Francisco to honor International Women's Day. The picking takes place from 1 to 4:30 p.m. On March 5th, Creative Corner will be taking place from 1 to 5 p.m. Support local artists and performers. The event will be at Empire 7 Studios at 525 North 7th Street. That's all for this week. I'm Carson Wells.
And that does it for this week's edition of Update News.
From all of us here, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Make sure you add us on TikTok and Instagram at SJSU Update News.